everyone, it's Feanor here, and I'm following up on the Craglorn Rift and Boss farm that I mentioned in the previous video. I have realized how much more detail is needed on this farm and for people's understanding, and they want to see the exact pathing. I have a breakdown now that I worked on today. I know there have been others in the past. This will be my take on it and what I've seen and experienced with times. I'm pretty specific about that stuff. Not going to say it's better than everybody else's or perfect. I'm sure there's better ways to do it or ways that people have preferred to do it over the years. But I'm going to be showing you mine. It works fantastically. Even if it isn't the number one, it'll work great. I've been running it with my guild, variations of it depending on how populated it is in each area, if we're competing against other people, how many people we have in our group. All of these things matter. But the cool thing is you have options. And this run, I just want to be like the most open about as possible. Let's say you're brand new to ESO and you have no idea what you've even clicked on, right? So this is somewhere you can go and you can kill bosses and farm general loot. You can get the Of the Fire set and whatnot if you're seeing build guides that involve that set, okay, at any point of the year. But the real reason people come here and do these things is for events like Jubilee and Zeals that we're currently in right now. So this won't be that important in less than a week's time if you're watching this as it came out. But in the future, I mean, bookmark this. This run is the most important during Jubilee. Unless they change something, which they have not in years, this is by far the best way for you to get a ton of crates with a bunch of loot off of these bosses, okay? So this is a loot farm, and it is extremely efficient. There's almost nothing else like it in the game, especially during Jubilee, but Zeals is still pretty good. As I said in the other video, you'll average a good 90,000 to 110,000 per 10 minutes. So we're seeing an average of 600,000 to 1 million gold in an hour's time, and that can vary drastically. We had another guild member drop an item that was worth 1 to 2 million just 2 nights ago, and we've only been running it like an hour or two a night recently because I've been very busy and I usually run those. I think they're doing some when I'm off too, but when I'm there, I've seen some really nice drops, that being one of them. So you can just farm for an hour and then get, you know, if you're brand new, that's your first million if you get a companion's item that drops that is very valuable. You're looking for cooldown reduction and health on armor. These pieces, especially at the epic quality, are usually always valuable to some extent. And certain parts of the year or close to a companion launch, they are extremely valuable. So I think that's a good enough explanation of why and what we're doing. But now I'm going to show you the pathing, okay? So this is the one I've run the most over the years. So I'm going to start with this one, but it may not be the best for you. It may not be your favorite. We're just going to start here, and then I'll show you the other ones after, okay? So we come to the Elderscrolls Way Shrine. This is our starting point generally. You can start anywhere in the cycle, but this is, if you're going to join other people who are already farming it, this is a good place to go and run into the group. A good thing to mention is during Jubilee, you can do this farm by yourself. You can just join whoever's running it already, jump in, and you can get loot. During Zeals, you have to bring somebody who is in at least one of your 5 guilds. They have to be in your party. And if you aren't within the top 12 DPS against the boss, all the other mobs don't matter or anything. But if you're the 13th DPS, meaning you get the lowest DPS 13 or under, you're not getting loot. You have to be in the top 12, okay? I'm just really stressing that because I've seen a lot of people be like, why am I not getting loot? I don't understand. This sucks, you know? It is the unfortunate thing, which is why we have multiple options for where to run this. Alright, so this is the first one that they're killing. No reason for me to even tag the boss because I'm not in their guilds and I'm not grouped up with them. I'm just showing you the locations. I'll show you right here on the map too. I'll pop the map open on each of these, but I'm also going to show you a map with a breakdown on it that I made today. And I will have a link to that in the description as well. The other portal is right here. A lot of these are extremely close. You do not have to go far. Okay, we're going to run over to this one. Jumping off this little hillside. Slowed down a lot at this hour. During the middle of the day, there's a ton of people, and you're going to be competing for that 12th DPS slot or higher. Then we'll go right around this, and we have another portal here. Okay. Hop down here. Now, I'm going to show you this world boss spawn here that you can throw into the mix. It is not necessary if you're running with a small group or if your DPS is a little low. Okay, this, unless you want the buff, but no matter what, it's just kind of slow you down. It's going to take you a little bit longer usually, especially if you stay there to get the buff. It's not a huge deal. You can throw it in if you want to, but it's not necessary unless you're going so fast. By the end of the 5th portal, you're just standing there waiting. If you're standing there waiting, which usually happens when you have like 6, 8, or especially 12 plus people running these, then you can easily throw in this boss and 2 others that I'll show you. But otherwise, you'd run straight past and go to the next portal. So let's pop back out here as if I didn't go in there. I'm going to continue on my path to not confuse anything. We're running along here now. Going up this hill. We're going to go across the bridge here. And this is our final portal. Right here. Okay? Now, this is the part where if we're just doing the portals, we could take this way shrine and just pop right back down to Ellen here. That, or we could run our way over there. It's super close. It's not that bad. But, since I'm going to show you the bosses in case you're in a large group or a high DPS group, we have one more right here. And then we're going to go past the portals because they shouldn't be up yet. If you're running with a fast group, you will be waiting for around 45 seconds is the max, I think, somewhere around there, which can be pretty long because each portal takes about a minute. So we're waiting for a whole portal, which takes you down 1 crate per well, it can't be per hour because the difference is with these guys, they only spawn every 15 to 20 minutes. So you can only throw the bosses into your cycle every 3 to 4 rotations. So you're going to be waiting sometimes even with a fast group. They're not always going to be up. But if you're with a fast group, you want to be making sure you're checking in with those, seeing if they're up, and then throwing them back into the mix. These portals spawn every 5 minutes, so it's literally that you clear one, clear the next, you're getting about 1 done every minute, and then by the time you get around, it's actually less than a minute during a fast group, that's why you end up waiting, but you're getting a box a minute, so you should have 60 boxes at the end of an hour, as long as you're not taking forever to do these portals. And you can get that timer done with like 3 people, 2 if you're really powerful. It's pretty wild how efficient this farm can be, even with a small amount of people. So I hope that covered this area pretty well. The next one is a bit more complex, and we're going to hop over there next. Just remember that I'll put it on the screen as well, but I have that guide in the description, so you can download it and look at it whenever you want, reference it. You can come here when you're not running with a group to practice the cycle, and you can guide your own guildmates. Maybe none of them know. It's something that I've run into on my guild. I'm teaching some people. Some people do know, but they're getting to reap the benefits of the farm at its max potential. And I want to make sure you can do that too. Okay, so we're going to hop over to the next one now. All right, so we're going to Sandy Pathway Shrine. That is where we're going to start. Again, these are just common places to start. You can pick whatever you want. It's just about trying to find some congruency with randoms. You don't want to find yourself in a position where you start and go a different direction and you're butting heads with the common pathway of some of these rotations, because you're going to get to a portal that the other group just cleared, and then they're going to go to your portal that you just cleared, and you're ruining the spawn timers, right? You're both hurting each other. So As long as there's under 12 people, you can just kind of farm with other groups. As soon as you get 12 plus, it's competitive. And if they have the higher DPS, then somebody in your guild isn't getting loot, right? At least one person. So here's our first portal. Very easy one to remember. It's another reason to make this your starting point, because it's not easy to mix up on the map for the location that we're going to be doing this farm. Okay, so we're going to mount up here, and we're going to jump across. And another thing that's kind of nice about this one, even though it's not as tight of a rotation, and the timers are a little bit more off, you actually have a higher potential though. If you have a very fast group, you could throw in another 2 portals or do a longer rotation, and by the time you get around, they're definitely going to be reset. Or if you're getting competition, not everyone's going to be running this full rotation that I've set up. So you can really throw them off, or just get your extra loot, or even change to the purple section that I have them color coded. So you can change to the purple section and just do those 4 if you want to, or throw in another one and do the 5. You can mix and match this based on what you need and what your competition is doing. So it pays to really study this and make it work for you, okay? You can personalize this entirely. So here's the second portal as I have it listed. You do not want to throw in these bosses, in my opinion, because the sequence for these bosses in this area is so much longer. You have to start it, the mobs spawn very slow, you have to kill them in waves. You're essentially throwing away a whole cycle of portals to get one boss, and then they're on that same 15 to 20 minute cooldown. It's very bad. It's not worth it. So ignore the bosses. I just happen to be a little bit above it. Alright? So we're gonna jump down here, go past these scorpions, past all these mobs. You want to try not to aggro mobs since there's a lot of dismounting and remounting. It really sucks when you're stuck in combat and you're stuck running instead of, you know, going fast. You're losing time on your farm, and then portals are spawning and you're missing them, right? Sometimes it also really pays to not use your followers. Counterintuitive, except for followers are a big problem for de-aggroing. So when I run with my guildmates, we all put our followers away. We pull out guild companion, or sorry, bank companions, merchant companions, and deconstructor companions, okay? So everyone has those out. They're all over the place because your bags fill up quick. It makes it really nice when there's just, you know, merchants and banks and stuff all around you, so you can quickly pop in and out of those and keep the farm going. We went for 2 hours. People kept filling up. Every time that we had a small break, people would try to sell really quick. It was like an efficient machine, all right? So this is the next portal in the cycle. This next one is extremely close. Don't worry about dying. The fall's perfect. You can even jump like I did and you still survive. Next portal is right down here. So I want to point these ones out right now that I've currently shown you, these 4. Because this 4 works really well for a small group. You don't need to add in others. You would run straight back up to 1 if you have a small group or a low DPS group. And that'll work perfectly fine for you. You won't really be waiting for portal timers. So you can get the loot as fast as possible and as efficient as possible. But if you're going a little bit faster and you find that you're waiting at the end and you don't care about sorting out your bags, you have plenty of bag space, then you would just pop over to the right over here. Avoid as many mobs as possible because there's a ton right here. There we go. So this is portal number 5. It'll be green because it's one that you can kind of throw in no matter what you're doing, because it's in between the 2 routes. So this can be the in-between, this can be your additional to make up for that time. Most groups are going to be hitting these 5, even if you're going kind of quick. But if you're in an extremely elite guild, or, sorry, group, if you're an extremely elite group and you're plowing through them, you could probably add in 6 and 9 if you want to do some funky route. Or you can just do the full gambit, especially if there's no competition. It just, you know, it'll be a nice, clean circle. I mean, when you're looking at it, it's not a circle, but you get what I'm saying. You can go in a circle or an oval. So yeah, this is 5. right here. And then I'm going to take you over to 6 now in case you're doing that full route. Or if you're going to do the secondary part of this route, splitting it up. Okay, so here's 6. Right above the Scorpion's Ravine token here. Okay, and then we are gonna just hit a marker there to make it a little easier. We're gonna head over to 7. Okay, so somebody is clearing this one or has cleared this one, but there's another one right here. I got the marker close. So yeah, this will be 7, and then to head to 8, we go up here. It's right past the Way Shrine. This one's very easy. Just pretend you're going to the Way Shrine and go a little bit past it. Oh, they're doing it right now. So yeah, they are clearing these out as we speak. Solo though, so he's not farming for the event. And then there is one final one, which is a little trickier. Not like tricky, but you don't want to go down below. You want to make sure you stay up high, and then it'll be up on a stone platform. And then you'll see how we dump right back off into the beginning here. So this is 9. That is the entire route. If you want to hit every single one in an oval shape, a very weird oval shape, then that is how you go about it. And if you notice, right over here is our starting point. So after you clear this boss, it's as simple as just running through, going over to get another ledge. But be careful, because that is not deep water, so you can kind of tread these walls a bit. You can be more careful than that or less. It's up to you. And then we are back here. Somebody is clearing this one as well. But this is where our original portal was. So that is the entire cycle, and I hope this really broke down the explanation and gave you a visual path. You can play this back if you have another monitor. It works out really nice. You can stop and go as you do each portal, and learn it with your guildmates. I want everyone to have this knowledge, because it seems like a lot more people are unaware of this. Maybe you see it in chat and you're just like, I don't know what they're talking about. Because that's kind of the vibe I've gotten from guildmates or even people in Zone, just being like, what is everyone talking about with these crate farms or parcel farms, or Zeal's farm? There's all these terms that different people use, and I've had like a level 20 think that they weren't going to be able to do it, because they're level 20, and that is a usual thing that happens in MMOs. Everybody can do this. Jump in the group. You just need to tag the boss. As long as there's less than 12 people there, everyone's getting loot. You hit that boss, everyone's going to protect you. It's not hard. We trounce these bosses. This is not a difficult farm. I two-man this farm with my mom. So if that gives you an idea. I can solo them as well during Jubilee, but during this event, I have to have at least another person in my guild to get loot. Don't forget it. Do not forget that part, because it sucks, especially if you don't notice you're not getting the parcels while you try to farm it. So anyway, I think that's enough for this video. I'm trying to make sure I'm not forgetting stuff. I just learned that this is a much needed explanation, and I feel like some of the path videos that do exist on the internet are a little lacking, so hopefully this will help that market a bit. Okay, let me know. Tell me if you need to know anything else about this. If I am doing the whole like I've been too deep in it for too long, so I'm missing certain things that might not be as obvious to someone who's brand new, because I I hope I'm speaking to a lot of people, but especially the newer players. I feel very bad that a lot of them are missing out on this great opportunity. So yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.